All right, we're going to call to order today's meeting, the April 12th, 2023 meeting of Grandview Heights Board of Zoning Appeals. Let's start as we always do with the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Move the flag. Okay, call roll.
Donosby?
Present.
Kano?
Here.
Wasusa? Is excused. Gottman?
Here.
Chair Kinzinger?
Here.
Director Bezerra is excused. Director Gilbert?
Here.
All right. Everybody get a chance to review the minutes from the last meeting? Or any objections to voting on them? Or any changes or corrections that you see that need to be made? Okay, do we have a motion?
I call a motion to approve the minutes for the March 8th, 2023 BZA meeting.
Second.
All in favor say aye. Those not in favor say nay.
Aye. Okay, if you think you're going to be speaking today, then I need to administer the oath. If you could stand.
Am I going to be speaking?
You might.
Okay.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I swear to tell the truth,
Swear
Swear
to tell the truth,
the whole truth.
the
The
whole truth.
That's it.
Thank you. Do we have any changes to the agenda?
Only that I was in touch today with Bricker, with City Attorney Coppage, and they are close to having revisions to propose for the rules and procedures, but Joelle is reviewing them currently, so we don't have them for tonight. I had hoped we would, we're gonna aim for next month. He did, I asked and he verified that because City Council changed the ordinances regarding noticing, that trumps the rules, so we're
Right.
okay on the noticing.
Right, so we don't have to jump
There's
on
no
that.
super hurry.
Yeah, okay. All right. That takes us to case one, BZA case 03-2023, 1350 West First Avenue, applicant Megan Quimper, owner Megan Marie Quimper and Joseph Nicholas Greco. Applicant is requesting a variance from Grandview Heights Planning and Zoning Code, section 1155.02C2 to reduce the side yard setback from 6 feet to 3 foot 11 inches on the east side to accommodate a basement bedroom egress window. Do we have someone with this case here?
Yes.
Okay, if you could come up to the podium here. And give us your name and address for the record.
Meg Quimper. I will be living here hopefully soon. Right now my address is 425 West 2nd Avenue.
Okay.
Harrison West, not
Yeah, if you could tell us what we've got in front of us, what's in the application?
Oh,
You want me to?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this project is a renovation and a two-story addition. One of the bedrooms is being proposed in the basement, and when we studied the configurations, it's in the existing part of the basement, so it can be associated with the bathroom, because we need the bathroom. It's a lowered, in the addition, it's a lowered basement, so we need the bathroom to kind of be up so we can get the sanitary out. And so that kind of pushes it into the existing house, which means our egress area well is to the side, and with the house is set back 7 foot 5 inches from the property line, so when we get that 3 feet plus the wall, it reduces that side yard setback down. So, you know, I'm sure you hear a lot of these, the egress area, well, it's at grade, and so it doesn't really encroach into the side yard space, it's just at grade level. So that's it.
The staff report?
As the applicant mentioned, pretty straightforward case. The lot is 40 feet wide, which is conforming. It's a little small, 5160, which is 86% of the 6,000 required. The lot coverage is okay. With the addition, the existing home and the proposed rear addition both conform to site setbacks, so all the stuff that's up out of the ground is conforming. There is an additional 4 feet, give or take, to the house further east there, so better than 8 feet between the obstructions, if you will, so that everybody should be able to get to the rear yard without problem. We don't take any exception to the request and recommend approval.
I have to ask, is there any community comment on this case?
Do you want me to vote approval?
So we'll move into any board questions, comments, discussion?
Is the egress gonna have like the protective, like a gate that folds down, or is it gonna have any cover? Some of the egresses have a gate,
Like a grill.
right?
I don't think we kind of got that far to talk about it, whether it's protected or not.
Do you know how deep it'll be, like from the grade down to where you're gonna egress from the basement?
Probably 3, no, you're up high. It'll probably around 3 feet, 2.5, 3 feet, something like that.
The building code would drive a cover there if there was anything greater than 24, 30 inches.
Yeah,
So,
a fall barrier.
We'll do whatever code is.
And from the drawing, it's about 30 inches down. That's
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like-
is it?
maybe about 4 courses of block
Mhm.
down. Looking at.
Yeah, that seems about right.
So yes, we'll have a cover on it.
Yeah, I don't think I had any questions or comments. We've had these, I don't know if we've had one in the last year or so, but I've seen them come through.
We had a component of
A
other.
few times, yeah. Seen them come through before, and it's usually pretty well understood that it requires a variance, but it's not sticking up, not obstructing anything. You know, sometimes we get into, does fire have a concern of how, but in this case, the houses are so far apart, I'm sure that they don't.
Well, I think the last one we reviewed, the lot was narrower.
Yeah.
I don't have any concerns.
Do we have a motion?
I motion to approve BZA case 03-2023, 1350 West First Avenue, for a variance from Grandview Heights Planning and Zoning Code, section 1155.02C2, to reduce the side yard setback from 6 feet to 3'11" on the east side of the home to accommodate a basement bedroom egress window.
A second.
Glassman?
Yes.
Janosky,
Yes.
Calno,
Yes.
Chair Kinziger.
Yes.
Okay, approved.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night. Oh, here's my.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, so that moves us on to our second and last case of the night. BZA case 05-2023, 1508 Lincoln Road. Applicant Brendan Parker, owner Troy F. Daly. The applicant is requesting a variance from Granby Heights Planning and Zoning Code Section 1155.02C2 to reduce the side yard setback from 6'0" to 4 inches at a bay window on the south side of the existing home, to acknowledge through variance an existing condition. And the applicant is requesting a variance from Granby Heights Planning and Zoning Code Section 155.02C2 to reduce the side yard setback from 6 feet to 2 foot 4 inches at the south side of the addition, in alignment with the primary foundation of the existing home.
I'm Troy Daly. I own 1508 Lincoln Road and live there.
Okay, so this one is a bit more complicated. Mainly due to existing conditions. So this house is really close to the south property line. And at some point, there was a single-story addition put on the house that matched the really close to the south property line conditions. So you know how a lot of these houses, they have, the living room at the front, and then they have the dining room, and it has a bay that projects 2 feet. That's the situation we're in. So the existing house at the living room is 2 foot 4 inches from the property line, but the bay goes to within 4 inches of the property line, and they repeated that at this existing condition, or the existing addition at the back. So that addition is really dysfunctional. It's not really deep enough to have a great family room and mudroom space. So what the owners are studying doing is taking that single-story addition and expanding it to the rear, and then adding a second story on top of it. The other thing to know about this bay and the existing single-story addition is that the foundation aligns with the front living room. So the foundation is 2 foot 4 inches off the property line. Then it cantilevers out to be within 4 inches. So what we're proposing to do is utilize that existing addition foundation at the 2 foot 4 inch setback, and then extrude that wall up for the second story addition as well. So right now it's within 4 inches, and we're proposing to pull it back so it's within 2 foot 4 inches. So when we do the less than 3 feet from the property line, we're not allowed windows per the building code. So when we get to the elevation part of this, you'll see that there are not any windows on this addition on this south elevation. So I think that's, do you have anything to add? It's kind of the gist of the request. These houses are kind of identical on the properties. They're all they're all kind of squished to the south side, so there is still a good spacing between the houses.
There's a driveway to the south, so the proximity problem is the neighbor's driveway. If that alleviates any pain.
So I think that's it. We can turn it over to the report.
Yeah, let's do staff report.
Yep. So again, you always describe it as it is, so I don't have to go over that too much. I think the benefit, I think so the deviations from to the lot, this is a 38-foot wide lot. So some of the, side yard maybe arises from the narrower lot, which should be 40. It's a smaller lot at just a little bit less than 5,000 square feet, 83% of the required 6,000. When the project is completed, it would have 31% lot coverage, well within the maximum. As described, the current condition really is more significantly into the side yard than the proposed future condition. So there's an improvement there. The applicant, came in and spoke with us and was willing to. This was a little different. It's cost a little bit more money. They to move the house over. They're correcting an existing condition at our request, which we appreciate. So again, generally, particularly because of the existing condition and because the new condition will be improved over what's there today, staff does support this application as well.
All right, thank you. Yeah, I would ask for public comment, but there's nobody.
They want you to approve it.
Yeah, any board questions, comments, discussion?
I just had, so to make sure I'm on the right page, prior addition is being pushed back to match the front wall. Was the cantilever window ever approved in the past?
Probably. It looks. I don't know.
That
It
dining
looks
room
original to the
window.
house.
Yeah,
It is original to the house.
Right.
Well, that push out is the cantilever.
But it may not have been approved, so that's kind of like saying, well, it's always been wrong, so we're gonna let it still be wrong. But we have a chance now, was there any discussion of basically lopping it off, for a better word, and integrating that into the regular foundation, because it is a cantilever window, it's not structural.
We mostly, unless there is some evidenced problem, the next door neighbor, for instance, is not here saying that this is really causing me XYZ kind of problem. We didn't hear from them in the course of the case being out there, so unless there is evidence that the existing condition is causing a hardship, we typically don't require those to be corrected, if you will. There are so many that are similarly deviating from current building code because virtually, probably 90% of the homes in the city were built before the zoning code came into existence. So we didn't make that request other than for the addition, since there was an opportunity, there was work being done on it, we asked for that to be corrected.
and it wasn't original to the original house.
I would assume we likewise don't have any record of a variance for where the foundation is, 'cause that's also would be
Of the whole house.
of the whole house,
Correct, yeah.
I can tell you they're counterbalanced windows. So,
Whole and
I've got some hardware for you if you need it.
yeah, I appreciate the essentially minimizing that encroachment and not coming in asking to run the whole addition that 4 inches off the property line.
the thing there too is, we thought about it, right? But the way the actual house runs, if you were to put that at the 4-inch all the way up, you have the house going down on the second story, and then you'd have a bump out, right? So it wouldn't, it would
Second story.
flow,
Yeah.
for lack of better words, dumb. I mean, it would,
Yeah.
it would flow better of a house. Now, I'd lose 2 foot of square.
Yeah, they weren't excited
Living.
about losing the
Sure.
neighborhood.
Sure.
And for the board, I show no record of a permit pull,
Yes.
just to clear that.
Yeah, just the way that addition was put together, it doesn't look like you.
For our building department software, there's no permit
Yeah.
for previous.
Yeah. thoughts down here?
I think the existing house is already 2 foot 4 inches off the property line. And I think that, I agree that this does correct a not so great addition. I appreciate stepping it back. I think it looks a lot better. I also appreciate the permeable patio as well. I don't have any opposition to it.
And I don't think, I don't think I know. Double negative. I have no.
Looks good to me.
I make a motion to approve BZA case 05-2023, 1508 Lincoln Road, for a variance from the Grandview Heights Planning and Zoning Code, section 1155.02C2, to reduce the side yard setback from 6 feet to 4 inches at the bay window on the south side of the home, and for a variance from the Grandview Heights Planning and Zoning Code for section 1155.02C2 again, to reduce the side yard setback from 6 feet to 2 foot 4 at the south side of the addition in alignment with the primary foundation of the existing home.
Second.
Okay, Kelly,
Yes.
Gottsman,
Yes.
Denosky,
Yes.
Chair Kinnear.
Yes.
Approved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, any additional staff communications? Or
I don't think so.
any additional communications by the board? Nobody else is moving out of town?
Still working through some contingency stuff, so that's why I haven't,
Was this, well, you're not allowed to move because you can't be let off the board.
That's right,
Yeah.
that's right. All right, meeting adjourned.